Hello everybody, Erica Rock, Spiritual Catalyst, here today to talk about some new grounding techniques, or they're new to me, that are optimal for people on an accelerated spiritual journey. So I used to be in a state of consciousness a million years ago, where when people spoke to me about grounding, I literally would roll my eyes. I'm like, yeah, grounding. Well, I am here to tell you today that I wish I would have listened earlier. Lack of grounding, lack of being embodied, lack of grounding deep into the earth shows up in so many ways in our lives. One way is that we have a hard time manifesting what it is we desire in this realm. We have trouble manifesting our abundance in this realm. We have trouble manifesting that beautiful partner, that fulfilling career, anything related to manifesting here will be affected if we are not grounded. So the challenge is, many light workers have come from various galaxies, star systems, etc., to come here and birth a new earth. So, we get here and this place is very confusing, and it's very violent and chaotic and abusive and dark. And there's just a lot going on that we are not used to from the places we come from, because perhaps we likely didn't have a lot of that in these other galaxies. So the paradox is, we come here to do this mission. We have these special key codes and energies and frequencies and templates within us that come online in divine time, when it's, the right time to anchor it and share it and all of that. But many are, due to experiences they've had here and what they see and the commentary and the narrative that goes on in the mind, there's a fear of fully being in the body. And so then you're partially out of the body, and it causes so many issues. The manifesting thing is one. When we're not fully embodied and grounded, we leave space for other things to come in and attach and take over, and that's problematic. And when we're not grounded, so I used to have anxiety attacks that elevated to the place of panic attacks. And what I didn't realize at that time was that my body was giving me a message to get grounded. Now, even if I would have received that message to get grounded, I would have had a lot of resistance and trepidation to being fully in my body, because my pain body was so activated. And being a high empath, I was feeling not only all my own stuff, which was overwhelming me, overstimulating me, completely overwhelming my nervous system. I was feeling all that, but I was feeling everyone else's stuff too. So it was like such a deep level of shutting down and being out of my body. However, if I would have taken that leap of faith and grounded into my body, the anxiety and panic attacks would have subsided. And it would have felt very counterintuitive to me at the time to get in the body, that I felt so much pain being in the body. But what I've learned over the years is the only way through the fire is to walk through the fire. So, if you're someone that, does get anxiety, does go into fear, has panic attacks, depression, hopelessness, negative self-talk, all of that, like literally part of the solution is to ground. And I know it sounds counterintuitive because the last place you really want to be is the body because it hurts. That is a phase. And the more you ground, the safer you'll feel being in a body. The more you ground, the more silent your mind becomes. So that negative self-talk and the scary stories and narratives and all of that, it subsides the more you ground. The anxiety, the depression, the hopelessness, the despair, the seeing life through this darker lens subsides when we ground. And then a big added benefit is you start manifesting what it is you truly want here when you ground. It's so simple, yet so profound. We do have to be willing to take that leap of faith and to feel our stuff. The more grounded we are, the easier it is for denser energies, for our pain body to release the pain. So, it's like the answer to so many things. For most people, there could be other variables involved. Of course, I'm not trying to oversimplify things, but I am trying to make a really solid point because I don't believe in mistakes, but I did resist being grounded. And the commentary in my mind was, are you kidding me? I don't want to be anymore in this body. I want to get the fuck out of this body. If I'm really honest, that's what I was thinking. So the last thing I wanted to do was turn inwards and get in here. But it ended up being the solution to a lot of the challenges and things I was facing. So it's been revealed to me recently because, I've been doing the see, feel, allow, imagine, roots growing from the soles of my feet and from my tailbone, going down into Mother Earth, connecting to the crystalline core of Mother. And once you connect, she responds in kind and brings up this beautiful golden energy. That kind of it stopped working. I'm actually finding a lot of things, the old protocols that I've done that worked up until this moment are no longer working, but that's another video. So, I prayed about it and I asked, show me a new way of grounding that will work for me, that will be optimal for me. And the answer was simple and beautiful. And I share it with you, hoping that it helps you in the way that it's helped me. So on a daily basis, I ground a few times a day. And what started occurring for me is that the roots that were growing out from the soles of my feet were crystals. And the first one that showed up was rose quartz. These thick rose quartz crystals grew from my tailbone, grew from the soles of my feet, went down into Mother Earth, connected to the crystalline core. And I'm bringing up this gold pink energy that helped my heart open and helped me create a field of unconditional divine love. Yes, we feel even safer being in the body now, because love is the ultimate healer. So throughout the day, if I start to feel, because a sign of being ungrounded is we get dizzy, we can have digestive disturbances, heart palpitations, and when we ground, these things start to resolve. So the first, crystal that grew out of my feet was rose quartz. And then several times a day as I ground, I'll just ask what needs to grow for my feet to optimally support me and my energy right now. And I've been getting a lot of the blacker stones like black tourmaline, obsidian, shungite. If you're going into a city or a high populated area, and there's a lot of 5G and geopathic stress and all of that, shungite will be your best friend. So shungite has grown from the soles of my feet, smoky quartz from the soles of my feet, and a lot of these darker crystals are coming from my feet because I am a high empath, and what it's helped me do is not take on all this stuff that's not mine. It's reduced that dramatically. It's also kept me much more protected, connected to the earth, the life of the earth, connected to all the beauty around, and keeping my vibration elevated so I'm navigating through life in a more like graceful way with more peace and not such a target for dark energy. This has been through these beautiful crystals growing from the soles of my feet and from my tailbone. And then there's been times when numerous different crystals grow. I had sodalite, malachite, citrine, and amethyst grow from my tailbone and the soles of my feet. That was a really fun one. So try this on and ask, you know, every morning it's like so good ground right away because you've just been probably floating in the astral or doing, you know, your healing work like all over the place and potentially off planet. So when we wake up in the morning, I'm finding that if I ground right away, that fogginess in my head lifts faster. I'm more alert, I'm more focused, I'm like more coherent, harmonized, and online. Firing on all 8 cylinders, so to speak. So grounding first thing in the morning, and then throughout the day, if you start to feel like you're, you know, floaty, or you start to get anxious, or you feel like you've taken on others' energy, ground. And just ask within yourself, like, what crystal or crystals would be optimal for me right now so I can be embodied and ground completely and totally into my body and trust what shows up. And be willing, I mean, you know, you could be grounding like 5 to 8 times a day, and different crystals manifest throughout the course of the day. Be willing to be open to like go with what arises in the moment. Don't make it this like rote routine protocol, because I'm finding that I need to switch things up all day, every day, for me to stay ahead of the things that are coming onto the planet to, you know, do that thing they do, you know, like interfere and like outside interference, energetic interference. I've got to be open, like my shields are different every day. My grounding crystals are different every day and several times a day. Yeah, I've moved into a place of free flow, receiving the latest information, the freshest information in any given now moment. And it's really helping. So I offer this to you with so much love, hoping that this supports you in your process and your journey right now, helps you to feel safe and anchored, because all of the peace, the harmony, the serenity, the feeling balanced, feeling blessed, connected above, below, within, comes from grounding. So, it certainly does. Try it out. For you to know if what I'm saying is true, you've got to experience it for yourself. So try some of these things, see how they work. If you have any questions or want to share experiences, post below. And if someone comes to mind that can benefit from this information, please share it with them. I always appreciate that. So, happy grounding, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow.